Hey everyone, what we're going to do today is a crappie jig. It's something when I was going through my box, I realized I haven't done, and I only have a couple of them, so I figure I'll do some more on a rainy day. I hope everyone's staying safe out there. Um, in the vise, we have a 1/16 ounce minnow head jig with a size 4 uh, Eagle Claw 500 Black Platinum Lil Nasty. The color is my own creation. It's like a battleship gray with black flake in it. I did it by mixing white, black powder paint till I got the gray color, and then I added clear powder as well as black glitter, extra fine, just a little bit, and that's how it came out. I know it's hard to see, but I think it works for this, especially for this jig here that we're gonna do. We're going to get started here. I'm going to take a little bit of a Loctite super glue brush on. Must have got some on the cap because it was a little hard there to get off. And we're going to take some white 210 flat wax nylon thread. And yes, for this jig, I do use the 210 specifically. I like to crank down on the material. We'll cut off our excess there. Super easy. It's going to be real quick. We're going to go back up. And first thing we're going to do is add our main material. Gray squirrel. This is a gray squirrel tail. I don't use this a whole lot. I should use it more because it works really well for a lot of different things. But for this type of crappie jig, it's really killer. And what you do is just grab a little section, little clump. I always take a little more than what I actually need because I lose some when I get rid of the fines in it. And we'll cut it off. Now what you got to do with this, the same as any other thing, type of hair. See how that pulls out? You got to clean the fines out. And just hold on to the end. Clean it up a little bit. Now we're ready to tie it on. And what I want to do is I want to come about a 1/2 to 3/4 inch past. I'll see where that lines up and I'll trim it off. I want to tie it all the way up close to the head. Doesn't have to be right on, but I like doing it that way. It makes it nice and secure because this is sort of it's real soft, but it's kind of like bucktail in it. It's slippery, which is why my scissors don't want to cut it really close. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it up like this to tie the material on. And the reason I do that is it makes it easier just to split the hook than to try to work it all the way around. Just got to get a couple wraps on there. And a little bit of glue on my fingers. It was giving me some issue. Looks pretty good. And we're going to lash that down. You're gonna laugh when you see how easy this is. And you could do so much with it. I mean, you could make this any way you want it. And we're going to go all the way down just to the point of the hook, right where we left off with our base thread. Now, I took just a strand. This is rainbow flash. Flashaboo accent rainbow. I put it in just a little bit beyond the tail. For some reason, this seems to work good with flash, and I don't use a lot of it. But I take 2 strands, and then I'm going to fold it over and put 2 more on. And again, I'm going to leave the length just a little bit longer than that squirrel tail. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'll take my 2 strands, line it up, fold it over, and we'll trim it. Now we got our flash in. And it does look like a lot of flash, the rainbow, but in the water it looks really awesome. As you can see, I go up all the way because I want this a little bit build up, because we're going to use some black and white. This is variegated chenille. It's a black-white color. I think it looks awesome on this. And I'm going to pull off some of the fibers that I have that little thread sticking out. And I know a lot of guys will lay the chenille on the back there and then tie down. I just like doing this. I think it's a cleaner look. You don't get that little bump. But however you like to do it is fine. I don't think the fish care. And we're going to start wrapping this. Now, of course, I like having a little bit of a tapered look, so I get it real close and actually start using double wraps when I get towards the head, just to give it a little bit of a tapered body. And get it up there and tie it off. I'm going to trim my chenille in there. Couple of wraps and whip finish. And that's all there is to this. See, I got the thread on top of that chenille a little bit. I didn't like that, but as I said, the fish don't really care. And we're going to take just a little bit of Sally Hansen's. And that is it. That is the squirrel tail crappie jig. Let me get a pulling jig heads and everything. Trying to hold this to make it easy to see. I mean, I like that white, the white tips on that with a little bit of brown. You see how this hair, when you split that hook, you got to make sure it goes on there straight, because what happens is when you tie this, it has a tendency to want to spin, which is what it did on me here. So I have a section of hair that's sticking up because it's on the wrong side of the hook. I apologize for that. A little more. Could actually cut it off if I wanted to. There it is. That's your squirrel tail crappie jig. I left these a little bit long. Maybe I could trim them up. I just wanted them a little bit beyond, just a little bit beyond the tail. Not a whole ton. There, that's better. There we go. We fixed it. Give it a shot. Let me know what you think. Give it a try. This is a fish catcher. And like I told you, I underutilize this squirrel tail. I don't always, it gets overlooked a lot for other things. This works. Give it a shot. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.